Alright. I don't even really remember this fight. Let's see. Apologies if there was any doubling on the audio there. Sam sounds good. We can at least start there. Remind ourselves of the fight. Definitely got options. Hey, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah, things are pretty good. Hope they are with you as well. Pretty sure that just stacking the vulnerabilities is the way to go here over the special 2. I'm willing to try this again another way. Okay, that's an awesome. Dang it. Yeah. Not being careful enough. The auto block chance is pretty nice for that. That was probably dumb. Dang it. Should have just kept doing this. Whoops, did not mean to waste that striker there. That's unfortunate. Thank God we had the bulwark up. The vigor would have boosted our resonance pretty badly since we haven't fixed that interaction yet. Dang it. Okay. Woo! That was close. Whoops. Okay, that was way too close. I mean, it's not like this isn't going well, but I've had better Coliseum runs. Okay. That's how the evade works. Ma'am, thank you. It's getting a little hairy in here. Ooh, that was too far. Yep. Alright. It's dead. Whoop! That'll do it. She's gonna back up. Whew! Sorry. Hey, WayJ. Yeah. I've done... I mean, this was literally the first Dazzler fight I did since we were playtesting it internally. So... It's, yeah, it's been a bit. Got Penny Token 2 today, so she's at 1.5. Nice! So to also answer Magnus's question, I had a pretty good opening for collectives. Let's see, I'm trying to remind myself. Did I get anything new? I got a couple that I've already gotten. Like, as you can see here, Lady Deathstrike is now A2. My Penny Parker is also A2, a bit further down. The Patriot is new for some of y'all, but that was from the Karina's challenges. Pretty sure that's what I remember. Yeah, I guess I should be filtering by Ascendable to remind myself. Oh, I got Destroyer. I remember that. That was nice. I got Sandman, that's new. Yeah, I think that's it for now. And then I now have several in overflow here. So I actually pulled Penny a 4th time, which I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty freaking annoyed about because A3 is a long way away. I pulled Jabari another time, and I think the Sam was also new from this. Why does the spiral keep disappearing? Oh, that's the... No, that's a Patriot Ascension token. I pulled Patriot again. Okay, so it's just... There's the spiral. The art is flipping out. That's what it is. I've been really doubting myself lately. But yeah, I have Spiral and Hitmonkey again from the box. I'm making progress on when I'm going to finally open my 7-star shards. I don't know if I've said this out loud to y'all, but I did the math again recently. I think at my current progression, to guarantee myself an A2 from the box, I need to get to 2,000 or 2 million of these shards. But that number is going to go down over time as I keep hunting, or as I keep opening empowered crystals. Am I hunting a specific Metamorphosis champ? Any of the 3 I already have ranked. Like, I like all of them, but I have Atuma, Dust, and Null already at rank at rank 4. So those would be the top asks. Welcome, Walrus. Welcome, Warrior. Thanks for stopping by, Jay. Yeah, I totally understand. Okay, that was a pretty good run with Sam. I'm definitely down to come back to him. I'm going to see how Deathstrike scales. Whoops. That's fine. Oh, I'm going to keep doing that, aren't I? This nonsense right here is why I think it's always worth going to Special 3 with Deathstrike. Because at some point you're just going to be hitting the opponent's block, and you're going to really wish that it did Ruptures. Woo! That's not very nice. Come on, Alice. I think it's pretty fun that you can hit block to pause ISO burst, especially when you have a champion like this where hitting block is profitable. Very fun. Okay. That is a darn good heavy animation. No! Okay. That's really bad. We're gonna lose ferocity. I get her to throw this. Striker. Back off. Throw. Oh, that's unfortunate. Alright. Still better to be hit in the face. That's really unfortunate because I messed up in the very beginning of the fight, and that meant that I didn't have, whatever you call it, when I threw the first special too, which meant that I didn't have any freebies. We're gonna do this again, because having the ability to block once and not have the fight fall apart is really important. I'm gonna keep working on that dex. Did it again. You know what? I think I'm just gonna throw this to make sure that I have it. Worth it. Doing that heavy consistently without blocking, not easy. But if I get better about the lights, I should be able to do it. That's fine. Better to get hit. Oh, I need to be smarter about not getting liquid. Yes, my color correction is still off. I've kind of given up on it. If someone who knows what they're doing is in the Houston area and wants to look at the settings, I'm willing to spend a little bit more time on it, but not much more. That was very nice, Allison. She is so annoying to bait. Simply because she stops, like, upright so far away, so it's kind of like every possible opponent is an XL. Okay, that worked. No! Ah, I haven't had that heavy whiff in a little bit. Okay. Running into that was my... But that whiff is really annoying. Oops. Forgot it wasn't safe to parry. Ah, it's okay. I think because of the possibility of that whiff and my own inadequacies as a player, I'm just okay with not spending more time on this. Because I can see how it's possible to do it perfectly every time. Yep, that's fine. I saw it as I was heavy charging. Hey, Silver. Nah, it's no worries, Aiden. A fair number of people have said that at this point that they actually like it, and I'm coming around on it myself. Still hunting for Ascended Emma Frost. Yeah, she's pretty cool. I want to rank her up before too long. That was not very nice, Allison. I used Nimrod eventually because the prompts annoyed me. Nope. Not the button I hit. Alright, well. Let's see how my special 2 dex is. So the way to do this properly, I think, in untimed content is just special 3. Since there's no cap to the force field. Woo! Look at that. Bonus damage. That was dumb. Man, I'm just crushing it with this spacing today, aren't I? I mean, she's being a little mean. Allison. No, I saw that one. Okay. I am learning from my stupidity, but it is costing me neuroshocks. Look, I'm not about parrying you, but can you please? Oh. We'd be getting so many neuros if I could stop messing up the special one decks. That one was a little close. Come on, what did I just say, self? Ah. If I was just doing more damage, this could definitely be, like, I don't know, how many bars. But a lot. I gotta stop. But I'm also not sure that I'm gonna use Gene again. Because this is efficient, but slow. Gene's sidesteps aren't working great against her. which is not helping. Hey, Kat, how's it going? Kabam Sate designed Dr. Bong, and I'm sorry I'm behind on Twitch chat. I will get to it in a second. Nice, perfect spacing, or perfect timing on that heavy. Not that one, but that's okay. Okay. Bye-bye. That's fine. I'll take the 12. Alright. Welcome, Rat. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I can understand that, Aiden. About the bonus damage. The math is honestly very complex, but the important thing is basically just that it obeys diminishing returns, and then when it pays out, it like resets. And that's just to make sure that like using the cosmic one where you get bonus damage for every 10 incinerates or whatever. Excuse me. That's so that somebody like Carolina, who can literally inflict 40 or 50 incinerates in a single special, does not end up just dwarfing somebody who, I don't know, is not coming to me right now, but somebody who has like a much more paced out application of incinerates. Carolina is going to get more bonus damage, right? At no point do you get to where another trigger is worth nothing. But the more frequently you apply them, the more the marginal return goes down. Thank you so much for subscribing, Roskar. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. That puts me at 10 subs. That's very cool. Appreciate you. Let's say Frank, if he was a cosmic. And I have heard some mentions of that Sig line in Deathstrike not working properly. I have not had... I mean, I'm not on bug fixing duty right now. But I've not had time to really look into it yet. I feel like the root node is going to make Arcade really unhappy. But I'm going to see what I can do with it. We are not off to an amazing start here. I gotta stop mistracking her dash. I did see that, Aiden, yeah. We'd played better at the start of this. We'd be very healthy despite all these special twos. That's interesting. Actually didn't realize you could stack the indefinites. As in, like, I thought that I would get the shock because it was the one I hadn't gotten yet. They probably don't have a stack limit. It might just be the way to go then. Okay, we're continuing to optimize. It's annoying. And she stuns through the auto block, of course she does. I'm getting better at the special 2 decks, though. Okay, we did finally get a shock. Whoops. Yeah, like, obviously, when the fights are timed, the special 3 is suboptimal. But... yeah, okay. My fault. But that was a, like, very... That was an easy 10, given how poorly I played. That was interesting. We've kind of already done that, Warrior. I believe we did something like that, maybe even in Act 6. It wasn't popular. Whoops. Well, actually, I didn't mean to hit the go again, but I'll take it. See if I can do better. The nice thing about Arcade here is that he really does not mind being rooted. Getting the auto block back makes the special 2 a lot safer. Really good. Well, that was unfortunate. I do want to go at least until we get a shock, just because unique debuffs matters to him. didn't think I dropped block there. That's okay. I think I've had my fail here. Hey, Cyber. You as well. Glad to hear that, Choppa. Yeah, it really depends on like, are you saying traps when you mean all trigger volumes? Also called like, what do we call them? Effect locations, I think was the player facing name. Do you mean all trigger volumes, which are just places defined on the map? Are you saying traps because the first trigger volumes were traps, like Craven and Citalis? Or are you saying traps where you specifically mean, like, they walk over and something happens? Because I think I kind of agree with Aiden. Traps does not refer to all trigger volumes. But if your question is more general, then we're looking differently. Paviter absolutely has traps. Asking about universally agreed upon brokenness is, I think, a recipe for disappointment. Allison Rhino Blair over here. Yeah, sure, you can intercept me. Alright, come on. Ma'am.
Nope. Really thought I was safe on that one. I think the answer is pretty obvious, Roscar. The one that's rarity locked. I'm proud of a lot of things on Kate, but I think she's objectively overtuned, and I think you can at least argue about pretty much anyone else. No! I wasn't trying to block that one. I was trying to get the heck out of her way. I hate how much of this fight you spend in the corner. Way too close. No, that was done. Ooh, and she used the altar to cover it. That is diabolical. Alright, well, I'll take 12. Ah, there's a new solo Coliseum boss. You know, funnily enough, Elijah, you actually need to earn a certain number of points against the one before to let you do the first one. How's it going, man? Yeah, Cyber. He's dumb, dumb. Welcome back, YJ. Can't go wrong with burgers.
Indeed. I had Whataburger for lunch today. We did a tofu broccoli thing for dinner, but when we're done with that, I think it's probably time to break out the frozen turkey burgers again. They're awfully good in the air fryer. Yes, yes. The last hit of her special one has a dumb hitbox. Oh yeah. No, I I don't think I'm strong enough to use Star-Lord here. It's so rage inducing. What do I want to start with? Am I still not taking Enchantress up? Is that a 3 to 4 gem, or is that... Yeah, it must be a gem. Oh, it's specifically a Mystic gem. Okay, well, I'm doing it. She was super fun for this fight when we were testing. Hey, Josh, welcome. Anti-Venom consistently gets me far? Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, I've seen some very good numbers with Mr. Fantastic. I will definitely be doing a run with him. The thing about Apex Coliseum is that, like, getting the 40 or the 80 points or whatever is, like, not really a challenge at some point. And so I'm kind of just here to have fun. That's why I kept switching it up on that last one. Like, I think Sam was objectively my best if I just stood there and kept doing it. And Arcade was probably the safest. And then I had Nimrod, who I didn't even try. But variety is the spice of life and all that. Wong was my main point farmer? Yeah, that's a good shout too. Yeah. The thing about OG Star-Lord is that, like, in a vacuum, it's really tempting to try and give him a way to, like, build limited combo shields that can save him and blah, 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 blah. And then you realize you're describing a skill champ. And it just doesn't really make sense to reinforce the combo stuff in his kit further. Unfortunately. Pardon me. Yeah, Ironheart makes a lot of sense as well. Alright, let's play Does DLL Remember what the spells are? Oh no, wait, that was bad. Yep, okay. No, I remember this. I was like, it saves me. And then, no. I remember testing. You really, really, really don't want to do what I just did. Oh, look, new best. 0 points. Let me pat myself on the back. Need a master's degree to understand her on offense? I mean, I have a master's degree, but it's not in anything helpful with this.
I was too far away to punish that one. I deserved that. Whoops. Not a button I intended to press. Start unloading. Yeah, no, Tiger's very good for this fight. I remember testing that one as well. Again, did not mean to throw that. Buddy, do you mind? Yeah, okay. I don't remember the damage scaling quite that poorly, but that's okay. That's not very nice. Take care, Cyber. I really thought I remembered
healing keeping up?
I'm gonna try just building higher.
Yeah, that feels...
I'm just gonna go pure these 3 spells. Because none of the others are really helpful. The thing that's nice about Enchantress in Coliseum is that because her damage is objectively not good until you start letting go, you can kind of choose when the fight starts getting harder. Okay, let's see how this feels.
Yeah. At some point, the damage just gets out of hand. Welcome, Almanac. Not entirely sure exactly what you're talking about. Do you mean like the ability to pick your difficulty on EQ? Yeah, the drops are good. Oh, I understand, Magnus. That is absolutely risk with her. I think that is pretty important. How did they do that? That was dumb. Doing this one. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Of course, he was gonna be a jerk. Didn't have time. That's fine. We'll do another one. Yeah. No, I know. I'm doing her just for fun and for practice. But obviously, eventually, she just dies to Dark Tide. Cool. Yeah, it was my fault. If he throws a special one every time, it's decently efficient. If he doesn't, spacing gets a lot harder. That's because there are no thresholds, Magnus, and that's part of why it's gone. That's been one of the most persistent misunderstandings. Those were always examples. There was no hard threshold, right? If at the next threshold, heavily in quotes, it said that a particular fragment went up 1,000, and you increased your prestige by half of as much as it said you needed to, you got 500. That is how it has always worked. The only thing keeping it from being a perfectly continuous curve is that some rewards cannot be broken down below certain amounts, right? We can't give out half of a sig stone, or at least not with the way anything is currently set up. So the reason that they took it out is not just that. The bigger reason is that because now that you can choose your difficulty, toggling through the various prestige examples is the better word that they gave you, did not change your rewards. Then when you hit go, you got whatever was appropriate to prestige, right? But if you change through the progression toggle to pick a different difficulty, that does change your rewards. And it's difficult to show two different scalars on the same screen, one of which does affect things and one of which doesn't, and not have people be confused, right? Like, the last thing we want is for somebody to turn down their difficulty and then toggle up several thresholds on prestige and go, but that compensated for it. Why didn't I get the better rewards? And then for them to send in a support ticket and say, hey, I should have gotten something completely different for EQ, right? So that's why it's gone. And then I'm telling you that the reason that it's not particularly important is because there aren't really thresholds. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. We did much worse this Coliseum, honestly. We were down at 22. This was the first time we weren't in the top 10, if I remember correctly. Which, you know, c'est la vie. A lot of people were not enjoying the gentle fight, and so we didn't have as many people push above and beyond this time. Now miss my validation for number go up? Well, see, that's the thing. Number just go up and now is good. You can just focus on the number and not a bunch of other numbers that also go up when number go up. Ouch. Was not expecting that. Guess I just was late on the parry.
Sometimes he just throws it where I'm not ready for it. Really frickin' stings. I understand that in the abstract, Elijah, but, like, is it really helpful to have a goal to work towards if there isn't... if it's not real? Like, I saw so many people say some variation of, like, aw, man, I'm not gonna be able to get to the next threshold before the end of the month. That's really gonna tank my... Like, no, that's not how it works, right? It's a mental thing? Yes, but, like, it's a mental thing not grounded in reality. And while you are supposed to design around some of the things that players that are like just in players' minds, I don't think this is one of them. Like, people were actually taking suboptimal routes through things, chasing an interface that they misunderstood. I'm pretty sure we had people just actually miss EQ exploration entirely because they were waiting. And that's not good. Dang it. Yep. Oh, sometimes he just doesn't come at you. I understand where you're coming from, Elijah, but like that is where it came from in the first place, right? Was giving people an example of what they could work towards. But again, if it's negatively impacting player behavior because they're misunderstanding something, that's not good. Hey, Jude. Welcome, Mini-Me. Yeah, 59th out of everybody is not bad at all. I hope that our next one we climb back up a little bit. Thanks, y'all. Will Stellar Doom also be a prestige champ? Eh, we'll see. Like, that call has not been made. We're not... We're a long way out from that. Yeah, the thing for Mr. Fantastic's good for Coliseum in general. Sorry, I'm being ADHD today.
Mr. Fantastic is good for Coliseum in general. The thing to remember with Airwalker is to make sure that you parry the special one. Because if you don't, after a while, he will evade everyone, and then you will die quickly. Um, but I will say, in my personal opinion, I don't think Stellar Doom should be a prestige champion. I don't think that's where the prestige bullets need to go. And that is also why Thanos is not a prestige champion. His prestige is fine, right? It's good. And I would think that Doom would have the same because you wouldn't want to feel bad ranking him. But I don't think that it should be the very best. Like, people aren't really going to be chasing him for that. They're going to be chasing him for other things. So it's not like it's going to help the monetization. It's not really going to be a difference maker between a bunch of different alliances because a lot of people are going to be getting him and ranking him for power anyway. Like, it's just, yeah. I won't spend too much time on it, but I personally do not think that that is a good place for heavy prestige. Yeah, I get you, Elijah. And in a perfect world, we would have some other screen where there was some kind of slider for that, right? Makes it annoying that I have to search for him on the ban screen. That's funny. That's not how tradition works. See, I know you're new to the channel. Hopefully this isn't offensive, but I think the player base has a long history of looking at 2 data points and going, look, a trend. And that's not really how trends work. Yeah, you know what I really think in the long term would be good to replace that screen that was confusing people would be something on the website that directly links to the rewards and lets you actually do a slider. And shows something like, because long term we want the website to have something where you can like directly link to your account, right? I don't think that's a shocker. It would make sense for us to build that eventually. But where I'm going with this is that, like, if you could plug in your account, actually have it access what you have, so you don't have to go plug in every single character manually with their rank, rarity, and sig level, but just have it pull from your account in the game. And then you could look at, okay, if I take this character up, not only what prestige impact does that have, but, like, what happens to my EQ rewards because of this exact rank with no further math? I think that would be cool. Yeah, the whole Summoner's Choice champs are supposed to be stronger is another very annoying one. Especially when people try to pretend that it's an obvious thing after Hercules, and they're like, well, all of them are strong. And it's like, okay, but you guys didn't think that Quicksilver was that strong. He's still underrated. You guys pooped all over Gladiator. Like, some of these narratives get very revisionist. I'm glad, because I don't mean any offense by it. It's just where I'm going with this is that if you ever find yourself going, oh, this is how these things often are, and your number of data points is not, I don't know, like, at least 5? More, depending on what we're talking about, just give it a heavy grain of salt.
is all I ask. Another one of my favorites was that we tried that gold sale literally once. It had a lot of consequences that we didn't particularly like. I don't really think that it was a successful experiment. And so then we didn't do it the next year, and people are like, where's the gold sale? There's always a gold sale this time of year. Now! Yes, and Shathra, thank you. Like, Shathra is cracked, but she doesn't have very high adoption, and people were definitely not on the Shathra is cracked train when she launched. And personally, I don't think Shathra is too strong. I think she's just very good in skilled hands. Just got Black Panther from Ascension. People never banned him, and now he's been banned all my matches. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm not sorry to hear that you got him ascended. That's very cool. He might be my most wanted now, since I think he's the only ascendable character that I've worked on that I don't have now. Welcome, Grey Fox. I think we need to keep our striker for when we really need it now. Another tip to those of you planning to try this with Mr. Fantastic. Remember that the removal condition for Darktide is specifically when you cross a bar of power. And so you do not want to cross a bar of power right before the timer expires. You ideally want to be able to get that particular thing off you as soon as possible. And Reed's extra combat power rate helps. But you see, that's what I mean. Oh, dang it. I missed the parry. Alright, we are so dead. Oh. I am not getting these things off me in time. Alright, well, we did. That's fine. That's fine.
That was a good 21.
Yeah, I think if I hadn't missed that parry, I definitely would have gotten 22, maybe 23. It's starting to get tight, though. I saw an old screenshot of mine back when there were charges on the amount of times you could use a champ in BGs. Yup, remember those. Knight is so good, really happy I was able to snag him early and invest in him. Yeah, I like him a lot. But he is definitely not, like, widely popular. Strange worked for me. First try, I hit 16 bars. Yeah, no, I know Strange is really good in here. Was it midnight 30 already? Okay. I should probably call it. We're at 2 worth. Who is that in response to? Mr. Knight? Mr. Fantastic? Yes to all of them, but it also depends on, you know, if you're comfortable with them. Tried my Brain Fighter Dracula, but it didn't work well. Somebody over here on YouTube was saying that Dracula was one of their primary point farmers. Was that Elijah? Who was that? No, Josh. So I guess now they're on Twitch. Yeah, go ahead, Waging. I still need to respond to a few other people who friended me on Discord. I have not designed a tech champion. That is the one that is still missing. And bluntly, it's going to be a little bit. But I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I do need to go. But I am going to try Drac real quick here. Just in case this helps Gray Fox. And then I'm going to go the heck to sleep. You know what? I thought he would run into that and we'd be able to get the buff off of him. But that's alright. There we go. Everything comes back so fast. I don't think it's actually worth chasing the Nullify, but I wanted to try. No, I don't have the relic on him. That's okay. We'll just throw this right away then. It's resurrection. I appreciate it. When I first started my channel, Mr. Fantastic was like the thing that I was known for. It's fun to use him in stuff like this. Oh! Come on. No, he's like, nope, I'm gonna throw a special 2 again. And again. Only special 2. Buddy. Dexed my heavy. Yep, that's fine. Okay, well, I don't know that that actually helped. Gray Fox, but yeah, I don't know if that. Maybe it did. I guess I should be asking Josh, was that a decent run? How was yours working? Or what did you do differently? Because it didn't feel amazing, but like it was fun. Is he getting paid to spread Dracula propaganda? I like Dracula a lot. This is not Dracula's best fight. If you have Dracula next time Raids comes around, do yourself a favor and give him a go. He's freaking insane with Vicious Placebo. Actually, you know what? I said I was done. Let me check. Do I have a solo raid Mystic? No. Okay, then I'm not going to show off Dracula. But he is so freaking good. Wish there was an option for energy refill and revise so you could. Nah, I'm sorry, but like, you you need to let that kind of thing go, right? Some resources are not supposed to be precious, and you're not supposed to be able to turn every resource that isn't precious into a precious one. Because if we do that, if we allow you to trade energy into something that matters, then we have to start policing the energy economy more. And you don't want that, right? It's completely okay if they expire. That's fine. That's kind of its purpose, right? The same way that, like, I have 552 million gold, right? I am never going to spend it. That's okay. Gold constrains some people, but like not everything needs to be precious. The champs that have to block the specials are weak. I mean, it depends. I definitely don't fully agree with that. I think Dracula just is a little far away after he's blocking the specials.
I dropped special threes under 30% for the big bleed. Ah, forgot about that. That makes sense. So that does go back to your question about Deathless Guillotine. That she was intentionally built to only gain a charge the first time those health thresholds were crossed, which means that she just only gets them once in Coliseum. That is intention. We could look at it at some point in the future. Maybe if we do like a temporal collective, we could experiment with her getting some more, but it's not really a bug. It's just not a not a strong interaction with the node. I enjoy using Purgatory, dexing specials, and using the Rampage medium enders to remove the type. Ah, that's cool. Yeah. That's good tech. Especially with the block regen along the way. Or no, block regen's just against Mystics. Never mind me. That's why you were dexing them. But yeah, Purgatory is cracked for these kinds of fights. Yeah, armor break immunity just solved the fight too much, or Destroyer would have been cool. Yeah, I will have a lot fewer units in about a week. Wage fight with him in the solar raid every time I need a mystic. Yeah, he's insane. It's so much fun. Yeah, no, I totally understand the question on guillotine. It's yeah. Anyway, I'm. Oh, sorry. Jude has a question here. Can I describe what the challenge rating is doing when you A2 a champ? I do have a video on my YouTube channel explaining challenge rating and all the things that it does. So I think probably the best thing for both of us, since that has slides and everything, would be to point you towards that. It's in my glossary of MCOC playlist, if that helps. Um, but yeah, I think that will help you understand why, basically, what it means when that number goes up by 15 and then by 30 with A2. Okay, let's see who's live. And I'll do a raid. I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube stream here, but thank you everybody for hanging out. And on Twitch, who can we raid?